to another episode of Wizard101. So today we are going to go over 160 fire gear setup. So we're going to be showing you guys his stats and also his gear. So let's go ahead and get started with his gear. So he has 9,800 health for Blake Ashblade, 468 mana, 204 fire damage, 57 myth. We don't really need to worry about that. That's the secondary school for the gear, but we don't really need to worry too much about that. For the resistance, we got 33 universal resistance. We could get more for the opals. We'll get that later on. He has 30% accuracy, 709 crit for fire, 140 for myth, 623 block rating universal in all schools, 53 armor pierce as well, which is very high. I think it's actually one of the highest we have out of all the schools. So yeah, very high pierce. He also has 559 pip conversion for fire, 99 power pip, 80 shadow pip, and 180 arc mastery rating. So that is his stats. And let's go ahead and look at his gear so you guys can see what gear we're wearing. So we are using the Dragoon Fire Charm. Like usual, Dragoon Amulet gives the AoE spells. You can change this out for the Aeon Amulet as well, but that's only for more resistance. And the spells aren't really that great. The stats aren't too different either. That's why we're not having the Aeon equipped right now. For mounts, we got the usual Fire Culture mount, 30% extra damage. For the pet, we have Little Nate, gives us all damage, quint damage. Also, we got that 11 dealer. So we got the 4, 7, 4, 7, and 11. And we got Mighty. I believe this pet has Mighty, so that's why it's got like all 1% extra. So just a pure damage pet for fire. Probably could maybe use a quad damage resistance, but I like going pure damage for fire, just my preference. For the Athame, we got the Aeon Athame, 1056 health, 174 mana, 17% power pip, 77 universal block, 24 fire damage, 17 myth damage. We get the usual tier double circle triangle socket on there. Aeon boots, we got 1035 damage, 8 power pip, 134 block, 9 universal resistance, 4% fire accuracy, 8 fire pierce, 130 fire critical, and 42 fire damage. And we got some sockets on there as well, but we don't have them equipped. For the Aeon cape is what we got for the robe. 1,205 health, 70% power pip, 105 block, 13 universal resistance, 8% fire accuracy, 10 fire pierce, 112 fire crit, and 24 fire damage. We get the 2 swords and power sockets on the robe. For the deck, we're using Primordial Aeon deck. Gives 100 health, 71 universal block, 67 crit rating, and the 52 arc mastery, and also the tier socket for more health. And also gives a fire elf as the spell. And for the hat, we got the Aeon helm, 779 health, 9% power pip, 82 block, 8% universal resistance, 6% fire accuracy, 8 fire pierce, 172 fire crit, and 35 fire damage. And it also gives the shield socket and 2 swords to add even more resistance and some other stats for your secondary schools, which you can get by farming the dungeons. And we also have the Aeon ring. For the ring, great health, mana, 18% power pip, 99% fire crit, 15% fire damage, and 13 myth damage. And we also got the usual sockets for the rings, the tier circle, and the defense opal. We do need to get better defense opals, I already know that. We'll eventually replace it with the newer 31s. For the wand, we have the Primordial Aeon Sword, 72 block, 9 fire pierce, 129 fire crit, 28 fire damage, 225 fire pip conversion, and it's got the 140 myth, 16 myth, and it also has a square socket for the extra defense. So we don't have that currently socketed, but we will eventually. So yeah, that is pretty much his gear. Let's go ahead and go into his deck. So we're just using the usual AoEs in here. We also threw Sun Serpent in there because we love Sun Serpents, especially for bosses, and plus it hits all enemies afterwards. So overall, just great spell, and we just got a lot of AoEs in here. For the extra spells, we got Hailhound. We get from the pets. We currently don't got that equipped. We got Super Scorch for our wand hits. We also got the Fire Elf. This is from the Aeon deck. 195 damage for 3 rounds, and it clears a shield for 120 extra fire damage for 3 rounds. So overall, great spell, maybe used for PvP. We also got the Fire Dragon AoE from our Dragoon Amulet, and we get Keeper of Flame and Cyclops minion from our wand, which we currently don't got equipped for that. And for TCs, we're using Elemental Blades. Like usual, I like using Elemental Blades. Again, it's all personal preference on what you want to use for your TCs. That's just what I have. So yeah, that is my fire setup. Let's go ahead and go back over the stats so you guys can see it real quick for a quick review. So here's his stats again, so you guys can see. There we go. If you accidentally skipped through the video. So yeah, that is his 160 gear setup for Blake Ashblade by Fire. If you guys want to get this gear, check out my 160 max gear video. It's like an hour long. It goes over how to craft all the gear. We also go over where to find the gear, and also go over the boss fights and their cheats, so you guys know. There are timestamps in that video to help you skip through it to get a better understanding and what you need. We also go over the different kinds of types of gear in there, so you can get different types of spells for your spell decks. You may want to get multiple spell decks just to get different options for these spells, and especially for PvP, it can definitely help with that. Same thing with the amulets. If you got Jade setups, the amulets will help with that. There's double square sockets for that, get extra resistance. So yeah, that is pretty much it for my fire, guys. We'll go ahead and close the video now, and thanks for watching. We'll see you guys next time. Peace out.